guys, what is up? I hope that you have been having a good time since the last video, and I hope that you are well. And in today's video I wanted to explore the habits of highly productive people who are good in the work that they do, and all of the habits that I will be sharing with you are the ones that I use in my own daily life. Without further ado, let's get started with this one. So the number one habit is to prioritize your tasks the night before and sleep on them. This is something that I have been doing because I follow my goals every single week on Sunday mornings. And for every day of the week I have something to do. But if you already have in your mind the night before what you are going to do the next day, you can come up with some amazing ideas during the night, and actually sleeping on them can really help you get more ideas and become more creative with whatever you are going to be doing. So this is something that has been very helpful to me. Number two is to have a morning routine. I have also shared in detail a morning routine in my productivity guide that is on my website in the resources section. And having a morning routine means that you do things that prepare you for the day, and it is something that you do every single day, so it becomes a part of you, and it is extremely helpful in getting things done. Number three is to exercise every morning. I have tried exercising in the evening, but what I have found most helpful for me, it is to do a little bit of exercise every single morning, and that may be somewhere between 15 minutes to 45 minutes depending on how much time I have on hand that day. The days I exercise, I am a lot more productive than compared to the day when I do not exercise. So this is something that has been extremely helpful with my productivity. So I would definitely recommend that you try exercising every single day in the morning, may it be for 10 minutes only, but try it. You will see that it is very helpful. Number four is to use your commute productively. So if you take the bus or the tram or you take your car, no matter what it is, there are always ways to add something to your morning commute, and you can be listening to podcasts, you can be listening to audiobooks, or you can even do other things like journaling, for example. If you don't have time, I do that sometimes, like I don't have time to journal in the morning at home because I have to get ready and I have to prepare my lunch and I have to prepare the kids and all. So what I do is when I'm in the tram, I take the time, I open Evernote on my phone, and that is where I journal and I write down my priorities for the day. Even though I have them in my mind since the night before, then I readjust if there is something to be adjusted, and then I start my day with that. So use your commute productively depending on the kind of tasks that you have to do. Always make sure that you do something in the morning during the commute which helps you move forward. And honestly, even listening to music is something that is helpful certain days, because you can't constantly be active or constantly be listening to books and podcasts, because that is tiring too on the mind. So there are days when simply listening to music is something that calms me down, and being mindful of the moment and just being grateful for whatever I have. Number five is to understand your peak performance times and use them in order to make the most out of your time. And by peak performance time, I mean the times when you feel that you are most productive. For me, it is in general in the morning, from like early morning to 10-11 a.m. That is the time when I am extremely creative and productive and focused. And then in the afternoon, I'm not as focused as that. But there are people who like working at night. There are people who manage to do things in the afternoon. Whatever is your peak performance time, observe it, keep track of it. According to that, schedule the tasks that you are going to do, so that you make use of your peak performance times to do the tasks that require most focus, most attention and concentration. For me, I make sure that in the morning I'm doing things that require most energy, most concentration, and then I use the afternoons for other things like meetings or meeting people, or doing little things like editing videos. That is something that does not require that much energy. Number six is to know your best environment. What kind of environment is the one where you feel most productive? It can be an office, it can be home, I hope that it is not your room, because that is not really a place where you are supposed to be working. But for me, I have to I have to make sure that I'm changing, that I'm not always doing it from home, or if I am working from home, I make sure to take breaks and go outside and then come back and get back to work with a fresh mind. Also, sometimes I like combining working in a co-working space along with my home. So that is something that really helps me to be in the kind of environment where I see other people that are also working. Number 7 is to practice self-forgiveness. Now, why am I talking about this here? It is because we have a tendency to be extremely hard on ourselves, and when we do not manage to do things the way we want to do them, then we have a tendency to be too hard on ourselves, right? And the purpose here is to become productive over time. It is not to be productive since the day one and be hard on yourself if you have not been able to do a certain number of things, but instead be self-forgiving and always keep learning. What is it that I can improve in this situation? How can I do this better the next time? Because that is the purpose over time, to get more and more and more productive. So yes, do practice self-forgiveness. Number 8 is to keep improving your system. Your system is everything that is around your work. So a few examples could be stacking similar tasks together. As a system, you could have filming all the videos on one day and then editing them on some other day, so that you are doing the same kind of jobs, the same kind of work, and it doesn't tire you. You don't have to prepare the setup and everything with the cameras and all of that. So by having systems around your work, you can leverage your performance, you can get more done, and over time you can also improve and see what is working and what is not working, and how you can actually make little changes, tweak them here and there to further improve your productivity over time. Number 9 is to use the 80-20 rule, the Pareto principle, which says that 80% of your actions give 20% of results, and 20% of actions result in 80% of the outcome. So the idea here would be to focus more on this 20% and learn how you can actually get more done by focusing on the things that are giving most results. And I find it to be very true. I am trying to work with this one, but honestly right now I have so many different things, because in the beginning you have to think about too many things, and I am not really entirely at ease with it, but I am getting towards it. So let's see how it gets better with time. Number 10 is to weed out all unimportant tasks. There are many tasks that we keep on the list, even though we know that these are things that are not going to give any kind of results. Be extremely focused and careful about what are the most important tasks and what are the things that actually need to get done to maximize your productivity, to move forward towards your goals, to make progress, because that is the most important part. You have to keep in mind, what kind of progress do I want to make? If you have a clear vision of where you want to get, then it can be extremely easy to figure out what are the unimportant tasks. Number 11 is to have a tidy desk. When you are more organized, of course, it really helps in not spending too much time looking for things and searching for the kind of work that you do. One thing that you can do, I used to do this last year when I was preparing for an exam, it was to just put all the courses that I wanted to revise on that precise day on the table the night before, so that the next morning I don't have to go and have to search for what I'm going to study this day. So by having a tidy desk and only having the essentials that you need that day to get your work done for that day, it can also be extremely helpful in not wasting time on searching for things that you know, this is only waste of time. There is absolutely no value in that. Number 12 is to eliminate distractions. Eliminating distractions means getting rid of everything that is going to take your attention away from your main work. And of course, that may translate into having to turn off your notifications from your phone, because when you are concentrated or you want to be concentrated, you do not want to hear these little beeps over and over again, and that easily distract you from the kind of work that you should be doing and that you can do. Number 13 is very personal. It is to set specific times to check your emails, which is of course something that everyone does, but also to use your downtime to read the newsletters. Now, I don't know whether you are subscribed to newsletters or not. I personally am, and to actually many of them that are very valuable and that I absolutely love reading. And these newsletters that I like to get value from, and I don't read them all the time whenever I'm checking my email. Of course, I reply to emails, the most important ones, as soon as I can. But these newsletters that I love reading, I read them during my breaks, during when I am on my commute or stuff like that, because these are things that I want to do, but at the same time, they do not necessarily need a lot of my concentration, so I can leave them aside for such times. And also setting times to check your emails. And I think that in the book, The 4-Hour Work Week, it was suggested to do that sometime in the afternoon and in the evening. I'm not sure though. I am still reading that book. It is quite an intensive one, but it was something like that, because people have a tendency to write emails in the morning, and then you can check that in the beginning of the afternoon, and then they reply to those emails in the afternoon, and those you can check later in the evening. So yes, having specific times to check your emails is also something that is going to stop you from having to go back over and over again to check your email, and it is very helpful. Yeah, so that is it for the 13 habits. I hope that they have been helpful to you. If yes, please like the video and subscribe to this channel, where I will be sharing every single week, twice a week, content on confidence, mental strength and productivity for women. And next week, as I said, on Thursday, I have a video coming up which will be about productivity for busy working moms. So stay tuned for that one. You can become a part of my community by subscribing to my newsletter, and you will be getting monthly newsletters that are extremely helpful, and you get videos that are only for my community members. So do subscribe to my newsletter, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.